Part 2. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Chiang Xiao. Chapter 11. We have our first contestant, a handsome young gentleman. The elf he brings to everyone is, Fireball Rat. Ina. A fireball rat with a dark blue back and small yellow dots came out of the elf preparation area. The elves in the gorgeous elf contest will not wait in the elf balls, but in the elf preparation area, a place specially provided for elves to rest, and you can also see the performance of other elves. Hello everyone, my elf is a fireball rat. Come on, Nana, say hello to everyone. The young man was obviously a little nervous, being the first to appear and having little experience. Hey, yeah. A small spark appeared behind the fireball rat. Although it was very immature, the prototype of the spark could still be seen. Move, spark. Come on Nana, the young man cheered for his elf. The fireball rat squatted deeply with its small short legs, exerting enough strength, and the flames behind it became brighter. Bah! When the fireball rat lit up sparks and headed towards the stage not far away, and the audience thought the stage was going to catch on fire, on the other side of the stage, Miss Geely Egg's pink hands were slightly closed. Geely. The small group of sparks hit a transparent wall, and the sparks were extinguished quickly like scattered flowers. The wall of light is actually a wall of light. It turns out that Miss Geely Egg can use the wall of light. What a powerful defensive move. Wall of Light, a superpower transformation skill, can reduce the damage of special attacks. Now, she is completely immune to the damage of sparks. Miss Geely Egg's Wall of Light moves are very proficient. Yang Xiao was pleasantly surprised in the audience. Unexpectedly, she didn't expect to see such a skill as Wall of Light. Yang Yu also saw this scene. It seems that the moves are somewhat different from those in previous games. The Wall of Light of Pokemon in the previous life could only block half of the power of special moves, but in the elf world, the Wall of Light seems to be strong enough. It's so big that it can even be completely immune to damage from special moves. If there is a Wall of Light, it must also be a reflective shield. Yang Yu had to admire the organizers' preparations. Miss Geely Egg was not just a cute girl holding a prize, but someone with powerful abilities, handsome. 6 points. 4 points. 4 points. 5 points. The 4 judges raised their signs and marked their scores. A total of 19 points. Thank you, this little gentleman, and our little elf friend, Fireball Mouse. Next please. Obviously, there was no happiness on the face of the young man who had just gone down. After all, the 4 judges gave a total of 40 points out of 10 points, and the final score was only 19 points, but when I thought about myself, I was already ready for a round trip. My mood improved a lot. I heard that there was someone from Group D who brought Magikarp to participate in the glamour contest. Why wasn't he in the same group as me? A little sad. Our number 2 player in Group A is, the Green Caterpillar. Move, Spin Silk. 4 points. 3 points. 4 points. 3 points. Total points scored, 14 points. The young man who just went down had a crooked smile on his face. There were others with lower scores than him, ha ha ha. Suddenly, that little sadness disappeared immediately. 18 points. 23 points. BB Bird, total score 29 points. As expected by Yang Yu, in addition to the Wall of Light, Miss Geely Egg also has a reflective shield, and the reflective shield is equally reliable. Ordinary physical moves were blocked very easily. Among the many contestants in the ABC group, the highest score came from a contestant named Linjins, the owner of the BB Bird elf that he saw while queuing up. The elf BB Bird used the move Wing Attack. It is also the only physical move that can break through the reflective wall defense. Coupled with BB Bird's handsome wings, if the stage is not a little small, the score may be even higher. Group D, all the players have been waiting for a long time. Now it's your turn to draw lots. The specific order will be determined by drawing lots. When Group C was about to end, a staff member came in carrying a box with serial numbers inside. Finally, it's our turn for Group D. Lizialu finished watching the previous ABC group. Most of the players' elf moves were very simple and simple to use. However, she was very selective and chose to walk among the many grass-type elves. Grassy people are very confident in their own elves. Just in time, it's under the sun now. The characteristic chlorophyll of walking grass will make my walking grass leaves brighter and faster. A proud smile flashed at the corner of Lizialu's mouth. Chlorophyll not only has miraculous effects in battle, also has a very powerful effect in the gorgeous competition. Bring your own beauty to know. The walking grass itself in the initial stage is cute when walking, not to mention that the green leaves on the top of the head become more shiny, that is, more fresh green, which is a bonus for the appearance of the gorgeous competition. I am no one. Lizialu was very happy and turned around to glance at Yang Yu. After seeing my walking grass performance, your Carp King may not have a chance. Whoa, why am I number 2? Zhu Tian felt so miserable. He was obviously the last to enter Area D. Why did he enter so early? Of course, Yang Yu turned a blind eye to Lizialu's expression. She was just a relatively self-centered little girl. To be honest, Yang Yu even felt that she should be lucky to be the first to go. Don't panic, I'm the third one. Yang Yu patted Zhu Tian on the shoulder and grinned. Brother, is it true, are you the third one? Zhu Tian suddenly had the feeling of meeting his soul confidant. It was just as miserable, just as miserable. There was a gudong in his throat, and then he was miserable, as if he was not going to the stage, but to the stage. It's a slaughterhouse, of course, the one being slaughtered. Of course Yang Yu waved the number in his hand, and a big number 3 was on it. Your Magi Carp number 3, what's the lowest score out there right now? Lizialu asked casually. It seems to be the one with the green caterpillar, 14 points, the minimum is 14 points, someone answered. Obviously, what Lizialu means is, well, your Carp King is going to reach a record low. Whether or not it reaches 14 points is still unknown. Yang Yu wants to pray very much now. Walking grass, evolve quickly, evolve into a smelly flower, you must evolve quickly. Yang Yu, don't hold grudges at all. Really, when I meet people who have a little hatred, I hope that other people's spirits will evolve quickly. Are there not many simple treasure boys like me? Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Chiang Shao. Chapter 12. Among the elves in Group D, those who have an advantage in the gorgeous competition are Mali Sheep and Zhengbian Paipai. The radiance of the electric skills is inherently advantageous and eye-catching. However, Lizialu is still confident that he will be able to qualify in the first round, at least, he will not be eliminated in the first round like Yang Yu. Hello everyone, I am Lizialu, my elf is Walking Grass. Zioka, please say hello to everyone. The walking grass was bathed in the sunshine and walked out of the elf preparation area in great spirits. The fresh green grass above its head made people want to take a bite. This is the effect triggered by the characteristic chlorophyll of the walking grass. Chlorophyll. Everyone here who knows some knowledge about the characteristics of elves can't help but be surprised, because this timing is really great. The folk beauty contest held by Shonda department store is held in the open air. The sun is very hot now, which is what triggers the chlorophyll characteristics. Opportunity. Xiao Ka, use absorb. Lizialu immediately commanded. The sunshine at this time would look better if it was paired with a little green. A little bit of green fluorescence appeared on the stage, running around mischievously at first. However, after the walking grass used its absorption skills, These small green dots began to gather in the direction of the walking grass. A ray of green light is waiting to bloom on the head of the walking grass, full of energy, making it more energetic. 7 points. 6 points. 5 points. 6 points. Congratulations to the first contestant in Group D, who scored a high score of 24 points right out of the gate, the host cheered loudly. Likewise, there was loud applause from the crowd. The use of elf characteristics is really great. Got it? Great chlorophyll, great absorption. Let's get our next contestant. Lizialu raised her head, hummed slightly, and looked in a certain direction of Group D. 24 points, Yang you can't surpass me. Holy darling, this is so awesome, a gorgeous total score of 24 points, Zhu Tian felt that his legs were shaking. He was so fierce as soon as he came up. Can he still play well? Brother, don't be stunned, the host is calling you. Yang Yu took another look at Lizialu. Chlorophyll, chlorophyll, it's really green, it's very fresh. Zhu Tian gritted his teeth. He was going to be eliminated anyway, early, late, sooner or later. It would be better to die early and be born early. Hello everyone, my name is Little Rat Ha. No, my elf is Zhu Tian. Zhu Tian felt that his speech was a bit awkward. The girl who was the first to appear still gave him such a high score. Little pressure. Ha ha. Pook. Ha ha ha. Yang Xiao looked at Zhu Tian, who was so nervous that he even called his own name and the elf by the wrong name. He covered his mouth and smiled. This has never happened to so many groups before. Ha ha, today is so magical. Lizialu also laughed loudly. This boy who was a little fat must have been affected by her perfect performance. It seems that I am still too good. Ratago, wagging your tail. Perlada well. Little Lotta's body was slightly curled up, with a somewhat pitiful expression and cute tail wagging movements, displayed on the stage. The show ended quickly. 4 points. 4 points. 4 points. 3 points. Thank you to our second contestant Zhu Tian and his elf Rathutta for the wonderful performance, the host smiled, and Zhu Tian also had a disappointed smile on his face, because from the host's tone, he will definitely be eliminated. After all, the skill of wagging the tail, there is nothing flashy about it. At least he's not at the bottom. Zhu Tian comforted himself in his heart. Brother, come on. When he thought of the third Yang Yu, who was in the same situation as him, Zhu Tian immediately wiped the disappointment from his face and grinned. It's my turn. Yang Yu also grinned. Your Rathutta is doing very well, don't worry, I'm here. Then, in a very, very small voice, when passing by Zhu Tian, he said, remember to cover your ears. Zhu Tian was confused. What do you mean by covering your ears? Just as he was about to ask questions, Yang Yu had already left the preparation room. Lizialu on the side sneered. Are you here? Help him with the bottom line? Lizialu should keep her eyes open and watch how Carp King performs, and then watch Yang Yu be eliminated. The next third contestant, the elf he brought is, Magi Carp. The host looked a little weird. In fact, when he saw the elf preparing for the battle, there was Magi Carp. He had already started to be curious about what it was. Will anyone have the guts to bring Magi Carp up here? Well, people are coming up now. Sure enough, ordinary. Brother Yu, come on, Yang Xiao has been looking forward to Yang Yu's appearance. No matter what, her brother must be the most handsome in her mind. Mykerp. Haha, this record for the lowest score is about to be broken. Look at the judge's expressions. Judge, are you kidding me? Ha ha ha, participation is important, participation is important. I never thought there would be such a funny scene in the gorgeous contest. The other audience members under the tent are not like Yang Xiao, who laughs as loudly as he wants. After all, With the dull fish eyes of King Carp, there is no trace of gorgeousness. This is obviously just for fun to cheat lottery tickets, right? Well, please start your performance. The host added one more thing. After all, it takes a lot of courage to perform on the stage. Not everyone wants to go on stage and is afraid of making a fool of themselves. This one is a little different. Yang Yu touched his nose. Okay, since everyone was so excited and happy, but a little too enthusiastic, he even felt a little embarrassed. Suddenly, Yang Yu looked extremely serious on the stage, and then made an incredible move. Covered his ears. Audience. Judge. What kind of trouble are you trying to make? Are you afraid of being ridiculed? Ha 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 ha. Li Xiaolu laughed wildly while preparing for the battle. This Yang Yu was too funny. Why would he go on stage if he was afraid of being laughed at and had to cover his ears? A shame. Zhu Tian suddenly remembered Yang Yu's whisper before leaving on stage. Subconsciously, he reached out and covered his ears. Yang Xiao saw her brother's movements on the stage, and inexplicably remembered her brother's secret she discovered last night. My brother sang loudly to King Magi Carp in the room. Could it be? Yang Xiao immediately covered her ears. She even saw her brother on the stage nodding towards her with approval. Obviously, she might, guessed it right? King Magi Carp is so big, it learned to sing? What a smart girl. After Yang Yu saw Yang Xiao covering his ears, he smiled softly. What do other people have to do with me? Great eyesight. Go, Salted Fish King. The Salted Fish King in the prepared small transparent water tank seemed to understand what his owner meant. The catfish-like beard moved little by little. The mouth that breathes in and out begins to brew, begins to brew. The judges sitting on the edge looked at Carp King's abnormal movements, and then glanced at Yang Yu's puzzling action of covering his ears. Suddenly, his expression changed. Trough. Please vote. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Xiao. Chapter 14. If there is a moment that makes you feel like you have done the most regretful thing in your life, that is. Why the hell should I drink water at this time? Puff. Dang. Cough 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 cough. One of the judges at the judges' table of the gorgeous competition smiled and opened the Nongfu Bingquan endorsed by Chen Long on the table. He just took a sip, and his heart was not cold yet. The water splashed in front of his mouth. Noise. A high-pitched sound, harsh, that sent shivers down the spines of elves and people at the same time, wave after wave from the stage towards the judge's seat, the audience stand under the tent, and, the preparation room for the contestants of the gorgeous contest. Pass to the elf war preparation area. Damn it, how could there be such a wicked guy to let the elf use noise in the glamour contest? Judge number 4 sitting on the edge felt bad all over, gritting his teeth and staring at the one above. At first just cover your ears as a bastard. This is a gorgeous contest, a gorgeous contest. Even if it is a small glamour contest held in a shopping mall, it is more gorgeous than the moves used by the elves, not disgusting. I, Wang Zanyu, have been so unlucky as a blood mother for 8 lifetimes, how come I met a carp king who can make noise? Trash. On the table of the number 4 judge's seat, a name tag with the 3 characters Wang Zanyu was trembling on the table together with the other 3 name tags. Cover your ears. The audience immediately burst into laughter. They promised to watch the man on the stage make Magi Carp do a water splash and make a fool of himself with the lowest score in the audience. Why does this Magi Carp know other moves besides water splash and still be like this, disgusting noise? I suddenly want to go on stage and beat that person up. Me too. Yang Xiao, who was in the audience, suddenly wanted to burrow her head into the ground. Oh my God, she thought her brother had taught Magikarp how to sing, the kind of singing technique that can make people fall asleep with beautiful music, but Yang Xiao secretly glanced at the innocent spectators around him who had ugly expressions, veins popping out of their hands covering their ears, and who were going crazy. This is a harsh sound wave that makes people feel uncomfortable and want to call the police. In the preparation room of Group D players, the smile on Li Xiaolu's face suddenly stopped. When he saw Zhu Tian covering his ears first, he understood everything when he heard the harsh noise from Magikarp behind him. Groove. It's flying. Go away, stop the noise. Each of the contestants covered their ears and breathed out sweet fragrance. They looked at Yang Yu outside on the stage and wished they could go up and kick him from behind. King Carp, can you still make noise? Li Xiaolu felt that his mind was blank. His 9 years of compulsory education in Elf Elementary School and Elf Junior High School, were they in vain? Zhu Tian felt lucky in his heart. He never thought that the brother he had just met could be so awesome. Even King Carp could make a lot of noise. Fortunately, the brother asked him to be prepared to cover his ears in advance. He also specifically asked Radhuda, who had finished the competition and returned from the elf preparation area, to cover her ears. Otherwise, you will be just as grumpy as these grumpy people in the room. Wait, the elf preparation area? Zhu Tian suddenly thought of something and suddenly turned his gaze to the elf war preparation area not far away, separated by a glass door. The elves inside. Good on. Zhu Tian swallowed hard. Brother, you are so naughty. King Salted Fish, stop singing. Yang Yuyong could see out of the corner of his eye that a group of security guards in black uniforms rushed out of Shanda department store, feeling a little panicked. Stop, I'm just participating in a gorgeous contest, don't let the scene be so gorgeous. The Salted Fish King felt that it was so good to roar. He had never felt so good before. He wanted to roar for a while longer, but when he heard the master's instructions, he waved his fishtail unhappily. Ka. What happened? We received a report that someone was deliberately making noise here. Where is the source of the noise? The burly security guard in charge looked serious, as if he wanted to catch the culprit. They did hear the source of the noise when they first came out, but when they got here, the noise stopped. This. The host looked at the fish tank prepared for King Magikarp on the stage. Security, security, that's it? That's what he did. It's Magikarp who did it. Someone in the audience felt a breath of bad breath coming out of their chest when they saw the security guard coming. It was the trainer who instructs Magikarp to use the noise. Do you think I'm a fool? How could Magikarp use noise? This kind of spirit only has the ability to splash and jump, the security guard at the head snorted. Although he also wanted to catch the culprit, he couldn't unjustly accuse a good person, right? But his Magikarp makes a lot of noise. The audience pointed at the Magikarp in the fish tank, wanting to praise it. The salty fish king in the fish tank opened his eyes in confusion, feeling cute. What are you talking about? It's not me who makes the noise. My move is clearly singing. What you are looking for is a little one who can make noises. Elf, what does it have to do with me, the salted fish king who can only sing? Yang Yu took a slight step forward, blocking the security guard's view. Judge number 4 Wang Zanyu, who was closest to the security guard, stood up and said something to the security guard as a judge of the gorgeous competition. Okay, since it was caused by the effects of the moves in the gorgeous competition, it's understandable, the security guard nodded, but he was still a little confused. Could Magikarp really make noise? Everyone, be patient. In the gorgeous contest, you can indeed use voice-changing skills such as screams, noises, and metallic sounds. We did not expect that King Magikarp would use such a move. However, it is clearly stipulated in the National Gorgeous Contest guidelines. Using skills such as noise and metallic sound, the score can only be given 3 points. Wang Jinai gave his own scorecard. Even if impact is used, the score may be 4 points. 3 points is the lowest score, which is basically equivalent to a consolation point, at least it is not 0. The leading security guard turned around and left with the remaining security guards. Miss Geely Egg and several judges were present in the gorgeous competition here. The ordinary elves participating in the contest would naturally not cause any trouble, but they were still very strange. The current Magikarp knew how to do it. Does Noise have such a weird move? The noisy Magikarp. Wang Zanyu recorded it on his mobile phone. Although this skill is really evil, at least in the gorgeous competition, it at least shows the unusual learning ability of this Magikarp. A total of 12 gorgeous points were obtained. Please invite the next contestant. This score is so satisfying that the host's happiness can be heard in his voice, but where's the next contestant? Your elf, why isn't he here? The host saw the fourth contestant coming up, but the elf didn't come up. The fourth contestant's elf, Zhengdian Paipai, is also the electric elf in Group D who can get high scores in the gorgeous competition. At this time, in the elf preparation area, I kept my eyes closed, covering my ears with my little hands and shivering. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Xiangxiao. Chapter 15. Little boy, the fourth contestant called nervously to his partners in the elf preparation area. What happened? Papa Pai Zhengdian Paipai cried with grievance and almost shed tears. His small hands covered his long ears and still refused to move a step. What happened, my dear, what's wrong with you? The fourth contestant immediately left the stage and ran towards the elf preparation area. Everyone, be quiet. Our contestants' elves may be timid. Can you give our lovely elves a little time to prepare? The host said as he walked onto the stage. What happened in the elf war preparation area? I don't know. I can't see what's going on over there. Does anyone know? I don't know. It looks like we have to wait a while. The auditorium is relatively far from the elf preparation area, but for the people in the player preparation room, they can see it clearly. Oh my God, why did my Bobo fall to the ground and become motionless? Oh my God, my little Male sheep, why is he so listless? What's going on? Why is my swamp fish lying on its back? Come on, come here. The contestants of Group D looked at the elf preparation area in panic. Why did the elf who was so energetic at first suddenly become, like this impotence? Especially that shiny electric elf Male sheep, with foam at the corners of his mouth. This is really... Zhu Tian glanced at the rat on his shoulder. The rat looked frightened. Thanks to its owner, Zhu Tian, he told it to cover its ears quickly, otherwise. This move is too lacking, too coquettish. Zhu Tian originally wanted to say the word virtue, but he swallowed the word virtue abruptly. Who could have imagined the impact it would have on the trainer? The noise of the move is not that big, for these elves, especially the elves who are not very powerful in the preparation area. It's a nightmare. Miss Gilly Egg's super power skills Wall of Light and Reflective Shield can completely withstand the power of these elves' physical moves and special moves, but noise, but sound type changing moves, basically no one can avoid it unless the elves have sound insulation properties. The Wall of Light and the Reflective Shield, simply cannot have the desired effect. There was a Rattata in the front that used a cry, but that cry was a cute sound, and it even had a bit to match the beauty contest. But this noise. Who is so wicked as to let the elves use noise in a gorgeous contest? I don't think it's personal, okay. But Zhengdian Paipai didn't want to go on stage. He kept covering his ears with his hands. The contestant explained anxiously. He was very sure of passing the first round of the gorgeous competition and could even compete for first and second place. The electric elf's unique electric skill, Bulings has an inherent advantage in the gorgeous competition. But this doesn't stop the elf from being willing to come on stage. The spirits of these elves are not quite right. Wang Zanyu, the young judge who discovered the problem, left the judge's seat again. When he saw the situation in the elves' preparation area, it was clear at a glance. This is really a wicked move. The corner of Wang Zanyu's mouth kept twitching. As a judge who was invited to participate in the Shanda department store gorgeous competition, he was a relatively capable trainer and had good experience in elf battles. Seeing the appearance of these elves, how could he still don't you know they are all affected by the noise? I know, Li Xiaolu suddenly screamed in the preparation room of Group D. She thought of something abnormal. Why Yang Yu covered his ears the first time he came on stage, that's right. Many people looked at her. It's noise, isn't it? The noise affects these elves. You see, they all cover their ears. This is a way to resist the noise. But for the elves, even if they resist part of it, the impact of the noise is far away. It has a greater impact than it has on us humans. Li Xiaolu's voice became louder and louder, and she became more and more angry, as if it affected her. Where's that person? His name is Yang Yu, come out quickly. Hell, you actually let Magikarp use noise, how can you be so wicked? Back then, who said that our Carp King can only jump with water? Yang Yu stood up in confusion and looked at the noisy crowd with disdain. Don't you all want to see my Carp King jump with water? You want to laugh at you for getting the lowest score, right? I also got the lowest score in the game now, 12 points, a guaranteed score, but I didn't splash you with water. If you have the ability, go on stage and perform. If you exceed 12 points casually, why don't you just eliminate me? What are you yelling about here? Are you so unsure of your own elves? You can't even get 12 points? Yang Yu sneered in his heart. Everyone wants to watch a good show, and they all want to see others make a fool of themselves, so aren't they afraid of making a fool of themselves while watching a show? Zhu Tian in the crowd looked at this brother with great admiration. Oh my God, he is so awesome. The rhythm of beating the sky and the ground and beating the air, he is so handsome. Handsome. A word popped out of his mouth accidentally. When Zhu Tian saw the unkind eyes around him, he bit his lower lip subconsciously and shut up. I don't know anything. Don't look at me. I'm just a younger brother. The Rattata on the shoulder imitated its master's example and pumped its fist. It had not been in the cool pose for long when it suddenly started to tremble when it saw a pair of deathly eyes staring at it, and quickly got into the master's hat. You can't see me, you can't see me. Your noise has affected our elves. The most angry person was the owner of Melly Sheep. Melly Sheep fell to the ground listlessly, with foam at the corners of his mouth. Everyone felt distressed when he saw it. There are no regulations in the gorgeous competition that say you cannot use noise moves, even if it affects you. Just ask the elves to cover their ears. Yang Yu really didn't bother to explain. Are these people who have not attended 9 years of compulsory education? A 3-year-old child knows how to cover his ears when he hears noise. He has no common sense at all. Stop, stop, stop. Judge Wang Zanyu saw that the situation was not good and immediately stood up. If it were at the National Elf Gorgeous Contest, the impact of the noise would never be that big, because for each contestant's elf, the elf preparation area is separated separately. No matter how loud the noise is when using the moves during preparation, there will be no impact. The problem lies here. The Shanda department store Elf Gorgeous Contest can prepare preparation rooms and preparation areas for contestants and elves respectively, which is already a pretty good condition, but it is impossible to completely separate all elves from each other. The Elf Gorgeous Contest allows the use of noise moves, which is officially recognized. Therefore, the number 3 contestant Yang Yu has nothing wrong. According to the rules of the competition, if your elf can get more than 12 gorgeous points you can. If contestant Yang is eliminated, why should we worry about whether he used the noise technique? Judge Wang Zanyu said fairly and impartially. Who made some of their elves have no hands? Yang Yu muttered softly. Nothing, nothing. Yang Yu's face tightened, showing no expression. Look at that sheep, it's so big, but its legs are so short that it can't cover its ears. Who's to blame? Look at the mosquito-repellent tadpoles that turn their skin into water. I don't even have any hands. Do you blame me? Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Renhuo Qiangxiao. Chapter 16. My dear, use the electric spark quickly. Pat, Pat. Don't cover your ears, don't be afraid, I'm here, I'm always here with you. Pi Pat. Hey, little darling, stop crying, let's go home. The fourth contestant spread his hands helplessly. Even though he kept encouraging Zhengbian Pai, his little darling still had no effect. This damn Magikarp, this damn noise. The host looked at the fourth contestant in bewilderment as he took back his elf. He left the stage with an air of I'm done with labor and management. He swallowed his saliva and said, I hope the contestant's elf can take a good rest. Group D, please a player. Squirtle, you have to cheer up. Squirtle huddled into his shell and remained motionless. Is this a shrinking skill? The host gave a forced explanation, but even he himself might not believe it. Wang Zanyu looked at the current stage with a headache. He had discussed this matter with the other three judges. The current situation probably illustrates a problem. The elves in Group D may be wiped out. Although noise is a change-type skill with no fixed power, the impact it has on weak elves is a bit big. I'm so pissed off. One contestant even took the host's microphone and directly said what he was suppressing in his heart in front of so many people. More than 12 points, to put it nicely, their elf did nothing on the field. How could it be 12 points? It was just affected by the noise and couldn't even perform a move. Could it be a new move, cover your ears to look cute? Hee. This. The host's face felt extremely stiff. He had promised that a righteous warrior would stand up and get more than 12 gorgeous points to defeat the big devil who used noise, but... Why do you feel like the Justice League has been wiped out? No, there's another one. Player number 9 scratched his head. To be honest, he thought he would be eliminated in the first round this time, but who would have thought that such a weird scene would happen? You lazy man, wake up, wake up. The first thing number 9 player Yeping Zhou did when he came on the field was to reach out and pat a sloth-like elf, a lazy man in ZZZZ state. The lazy man yawned and looked at his own shit sweeper with sleepy eyes. His long tail scratched his black and gray hair. What was he doing? It's your turn, lazy man, use your moves and go to sleep. Player number 9 saw lazy man waking up and felt that he had finally stood up. Players number 4-8 before him all brought the powerless elf left, and he didn't even draw the lottery. Suddenly I felt that my elf was so powerful, it could actually withstand the terrifying noise. The lazy man stared blankly at his stupid shit shoveler. Wasn't it just sleeping? Why did he wake it up? First wake it up, and then let it use its skills, to sleep. Shit shovel officer, are you awake? Is your brain cramped? The 4 judges were curious about why this elf was not affected by the noise. When they heard contestant Yeping Zhou use the move, sleep, why did they feel like they were twitching all over? Feeling, your elf is sleeping in the elf preparation area. Quick, lazy man, go to sleep. Linping Zhou used his big move, go back and treat you to ice cream. When the lazy man who was scratching his itch and got angry heard the 3 words ice cream, his eyes stood up and he stopped even scratching his head with his tail. Linping Zhou breathed a sigh of relief. Seeing this look, he knew that his ice cream temptation had worked. Sleep. I'm good at this. Be cool, Linping Zhou added. Cooler way to sleep? There is no one who has a cooler sleeping position. Forget it, for the sake of the sincerity of the shit shoveling officer, then I will, reluctantly be cool. The lazy man scratched his head. There was no place to hang up to sleep. Otherwise, he could use his tail. By the way, the hanging place. Limping Joe looked at the lazy man in confusion, like this? It's time to lose weight. Limping Joe regretted stretching out his arm and regretting saying he wanted to give it ice cream. The lazy man wrapped his tail around Limping's hand and hung it directly on his arm, fell asleep. Is this a cool gesture? The lazy man fell asleep with the dream of ice cream, and the corners of his mouth began to drool, as if he ate ice cream in his dream, and the shit-shoveling officer would definitely praise it. What kind of ice cream could it be? If menu changes, it will still be Torch, and so will Ice Factory. Limping Joe now wants to hang this lazy guy up and beat him up. Damn, he's so heavy, but he still has the nerve to eat ice cream and hang on his arm to sleep. My hand is about to break. I have pretended to be so bad, and I have to keep pretending even if I cry. Limping's whose face was a little distorted. Move, sleep. I give you 5 points, it's really great to see an elf that survived. Wang Zanyu breathed a sigh of relief. Hurry up and give him a good score to comfort him. The wounded hearts of the contestants. 4 points. 4 points. 5 points. A total of 18 points were scored. In Group D, player number 9 currently ranks second with the highest score and performed very well. The host could hardly contain his joy. Finally, a warrior stood up. Limping Joe was in pain and happiness. 18 points. This was 18 points. He never dreamed that he could get 18 points. He originally thought that 15 points was at most. Are there any contestants behind? The host glanced at the preparation area for Group D contestants. Where are people? Why are they all gone? There were a total of 12 people in the preparation area of Group D after player number 9 took the field, number 10-12. Were all gone? Then, according to the rules of the gorgeous competition, the top 4 players in each group will be selected. The host's face froze. The first place in Group D, number 1 contestant Li Xiaolu, Elf Walking Grass, uses the move to absorb, and has the characteristic chlorophyll, with a total score of 24 points. Group D is second, player number 9 Limping Joe, a lazy elf, uses moves to sleep, with a total score of 18 points. Group D third place, player number 2 Zhu Tian, elf Rathuda, used moves to collide, with a total score of 14 points. Fourth in Group D. Why is it fourth in Group D? The moment the host saw Yang Yu, he suddenly wanted to dial Yao Yaoling, to call the police. Group D is fourth, player number 3 Yang Yu, Elf King Carp, uses moves, noise, he, total score is 12 points he. Have you advanced? Zhu Tian looked around in confusion. He was only thinking about the first round. Why were there only 4 of them left in Group D? What if? Yang Yu shrugged, suddenly feeling that the noise skill was not as incompetent as he thought. At least, in the elf world, it seemed to be very useful. Li Xiaolu looked at Yang Yu in disbelief. 12 points, the lowest score, actually advanced. Brother, do you feel good about winning the whole game? Yang Yu patted Zhu Tian on the shoulder. It's great, of course it's great, can you do it again? Zhu Tian's eyes were as wide as those of a butterfly. Li Xiaolu. Yang Yu. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Chiang Shao. Chapter 17. I just said it casually, he. Zhu Tian saw 3 pairs of eyes in the room, including Yang Yu's, looking directly at him, and he quickly laughed. Yang Yu, why does your Carp King make noise? Li Xiaolu's high-pitched voice seemed to mean to break the casserole and ask the question immediately. You know how to do it, how can there be so many reasons? Yang Yu snorted, he is not Li Xiaolu's father, why should he have to answer everything? You. Li Xiaolu raised her eyebrows. Okay, let's calm down. It's not good to get angry in the summer. Zhu Tian stood up to smooth things over, brother, your Carp King is really awesome. I've learned a lot about elves, but I really don't have any. I've seen Magi Carp make noise. Yang Yu has a good impression of Zhu Tian, but the fact that Carp King makes noise is his secret, so he will naturally not tell others. Maybe I am more handsome, and Carp King is also more handsome. TCH, Li Xiaolu snorted, her big white eyes rolled up, just you. Ha 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 ha, brother, you are so naughty. They are all of the same age, and Zhu Tian is probably a student as well. It may be much easier for boys to be together, and if they get flirty, it won't be a problem for girls. So. Yang Yu laughed, he was promoted. Although there is probably no hope in the future, at least, he disappointed those who wanted to see his salted fish king make a fool of himself. Lazy man, get up, don't sleep, get up quickly, my hand is going to be broken, Lin Ping's voice was almost tearful. If he had known that everyone behind him would have run away, he wouldn't have. What kind of handsome posture should the lazy man use? Damn it, if you hang it on his arm now, it won't move and you can't shake it off. Who can withstand this weighing several dozen kilograms hanging on the arm of a weak and helpless trainer? Did you sleep that deep? Yang Yu looked at Lin Pingzhou with the lazy man hanging on his arm. The scene was a bit funny. Not only did the lazy man look like an extra-large pendant, it was a bit dull, but more importantly, plenty of tonnage. I really can't stand it. Fortunately, it hasn't evolved, otherwise you wouldn't be able to bear it even more. Yang Yu said casually. Lin Pingzhou glanced at the lazy man on his shoulder, and another scene emerged in his mind. A lazy man evolved into a hyperactive ape, and then the hyperactive ape evolved into a Leve king. Oh my god. If the king of Leve hangs on his shoulders and sleeps. My scalp is numb. Brother, stop talking, I'm panicking. Lin Pingzhou quickly shook his head and erased the terrifying picture in his mind. It's not that easy to evolve into a Leve king. Even if you evolve into a hyperkinetic ape, it's still very difficult for civilian trainers. Li Xiaolu's voice was still so annoying. Do you want me to help you? Yang Yusi thought for a while. How can I help? Lin Pingzhou really regretted it. This lazy man slept like a dead pig and couldn't wake up even if he screamed. If he had known better, he would not have told him to sleep more handsomely before. I guess this guy might have sounded like he was sleeping. A little dead? Yang Yu blinked, why don't I let my Carp King? Don't come over, Lin Pingzhou shook his head wildly. He would rather the lazy man hug his arm than make another noise. Don't even think about it, Li Xiaolu looked at Yang Yu warily. If she hadn't been the first on the stage, otherwise, her walking grass might have been as sluggish as the elves behind. If you don't listen, then forget it. Yang Yu spread his hands with some regret. If the elf in the sleeping state is in the deep sleep state, it is really difficult to wake up, unless the astringent chestnut tree fruit or solution is used. Sleeping pills, or just wait to wake up naturally. Can't you just use the elf ball to take it back? Zhu Tian wondered. I can't go back from this state. Lin Pingzhou shook his head, it keeps holding my hand and can't shake it off. Please note that all qualified contestants, the first round of competition has ended. Now, our lucky egg lady is invited to draw the lucky prize for this round. The lottery ticket in the hands of the contestants, the corresponding number on it, who will it be? The host's voice was high-pitched. Lucky lucky. Whoosh 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 whoosh. Miss Geely Egg's loving lottery sound was also dubbed by herself. Her soft pink hands reached into the lottery ticket box, and then, took out a lottery ticket. Lucky lucky. What a lovely Miss Geely Egg. Wow, such an elf is so loving, I like it so much. Is it me, Miss Geely Egg? Is it me who has the lucky number? It is rare for the audience in the auditorium to see an elf like the Geely Egg close at hand, showing the friendliness and cuteness of the Geely Egg race, with a chubby, soft, cute, and elastic body. They really want to rush up and kill it? Hold on. It's really so cute. Yang Xiao thought of the lucky egg he met in the school's infirmary last time. It was also like this, smiling all the time, as if it had no worries. Its sweet smile can even heal many wounds. Lucky, Miss Geely Egg waved the lottery ticket in her hand, and then carefully handed it to the host's hand. Our first lucky audience, are you ready with all the lottery tickets in your hands? If you are, I'm going to reveal it. Who is it? Who is it? The atmosphere created by the host, it was quite good. Both those who were promoted and those who were not promoted were very nervous. An elf ball is worth 1,000 elf coins. This is the most common elf ball. If you fail to capture wild elf, the elf ball will become a waste, because no elf can tolerate the elf ball in which he lives. There is a difference, the breath of the elf. 1,000 elf coins is already a relatively good reward, especially for Yang Yu and Yang Xiao. It is the food expenses of the Elf Academy for 1.5 semesters, not to mention, an elf ball, which is a dream for civilian trainers. At the beginning, who wouldn't want to have a powerful elf by his side? It must be me, Lin Ping's, whose arm suddenly exerted force, causing the lazy man on his shoulder to open his eyes in a daze. What the hell did this shit shovel do to him? His arms were so tight. This is, are you going to fight with someone else? Although it's an ordinary pokeball, I wanted to. Li Xiaolu was also moved. She also got the pokeball during her coming-of-age ceremony at school. If she gets another pokeball, she will wait until she passes the junior trainer assessment. Then he can catch another one. When the time comes, the two elves will join the battle and beat him up every minute. Beat up Yang Yu. No. 056. The host revealed the answer. 056. Yang Xiao opened her eyes wide. Isn't this the number on the lottery ticket that brother you gave her? Pokemon's character master. Author, AI Ren Huo Chiang Xiao. Chapter 18. 056. Why does this number look familiar? Li Xiaolu glanced up and down at the people in the preparation room. Don't look, it's mine. Yang Yu stretched lazily, and even wanted to drink a bottle of Sprite to calm down his shock. Are you surprised? Are you surprised? You, Li Xiaolu's eyes widened angrily. She would rather have the elf ball eaten by a dog than see Yang Yu get the elf ball. Why is this person so hateful? Elves are hateful, and so are humans. Yang Yu walked out of the door, gave Yang Xiao a thumbs up, smiled and motioned for her to go to Ms. Geely Egg to get it. Yang Xiao jumped up from the audience in surprise. When people around him saw it, it turned out that the winner was a lively and cute girl. Congratulations came to the girl in good faith, but when they saw the elf ball in her arms, she was sending it in a certain direction. Wu Xiao's smile froze. So this is person B? Xiao Yu, take it. You can just keep this elf ball for yourself. If there are any elf you like, maybe you can try to capture it. Yang Yu has no idea of capturing the second elf now. What's more, in the elf world, if you want to capture a second elf, you have to pass the Elf Alliance's junior trainer test. If Yang Yu takes part in the test, the elf he uses will naturally be the Salted Fish King. After all, the Salted Fish King is fighting against the Five Scum now. At least cultivate it for a while. Before evolving, lay the foundation of the Salted Fish King. If it can't defeat other people's elves, is it possible that it still can't run away? Really, Yang Xiao's eyes once brightened, and suddenly his hands became harder and harder, holding the elf ball in his arms tighter. This is Yang Xiao's elf ball. Well, the elf that brother Yang Yu gave to Yang Xiao ball. Of course it's true, I don't need it now. Yang Yu smiled slightly. Brother, is this your sister? Zhu Tian didn't expect that Yang Yu actually had a sister, which was a bit incredible. Hello, Lin Pingzhou greeted the lazy man who had just woken up on his arm. The lazy man's tail was still waving, which was very cute. Not bad, Li Xiaolu hummed. If nothing else, she, Yang Yu and Yang Xiao all lived in the same community. Yang Yu and the elf were very hateful, but he was still nice to his younger sister Yang Xiao. Hurry back to the auditorium, the game is about to start. Yang Yu tapped Yang Xiao's forehead. Maybe if you get lucky, it will be the third round. It's a beautiful thought. I can't guarantee that I can reach the third round. According to the rules of the gorgeous competition, if you use the same move for 2 consecutive rounds, the score in the second round will be much lower. Your Magi Carp, except for the noise, is all that's left is water splashing. Li Xiaolu still kept trying to grab Yang Yu's painful foot. Yang Yu spread his hands. I remember someone's walking grass, seems to only absorb, at least my Carp King, in addition to making noise, can also splash and jump. You. Li Xiaolu couldn't help but feel angry. Ah, damn it. Zhu Tian glanced at the Rattata on his shoulder, reached out and gently stroked the bright purple hair to comfort the Rattata, who lowered his head and felt disappointed. The Rattata knew that it would not be able to pass the second round. As for Lin Pingzhou's lazy man, ZZZZ. Number 1 in Group A, Qian Island. Use elves, mountain rats, use skills, and roll. Boom. The pangolin on the stage curled up, forming a yellow scale sphere, and slammed into the reflective shield created by Miss Geely Egg. When the rolling move hit the mirror reflective shield, the movement caused the entire stage to tremble. The tremor. 6 points. 7 points. 5 points. 7 points. A total of 25 gorgeous points. In the first game of these 2 rounds, the score is so high. It seems that the players have tried their best to advance to the final round. The host's passionate voice made the second round of competition even more exciting. The flames of war ignited again. The first place in Group B is Linchen's. The player with the highest score in the first round uses the elf, BB Bird. This is the player who scored a high score of 29 points in the first round of the gorgeous contest. The wing attack used in the first round even broke the reflective shield of Miss Geely Egg. I don't know what moves I will use this round. BB Bird, Fierce Storm. On the stage, BB Bird flapped its wings rapidly, relying on the violent airflow fanned by its wings to form 2 rapidly rotating violent storms. The eye of the storm at the center was dark and deep, and its power was amazing. Miss Geely Egg had a rare solemn look on her face. Under her soft hands, she supported the powerful wall of light. This time, her hands supported it with all her strength. This violent storm move was not an ordinary wave or just wave. Evolved BB Bird can use it. 2 violent storms, judge number 4 Wang Zanyu and the other 3 judges were all surprised. The violent storm move is very common for the Bobo clan, but it can train an ordinary violent storm into 2 powerful tornadoes. Obviously the trainer spent a lot of effort. 8 points. 8 points. 8 points. 9 points. Oh my god, what did I see? This is a super high score of 33 points. The first gorgeous contest score to exceed 30 points. Congratulations to contestant Linchens and congratulations to his partner Bibi Niao, the host said in an almost crazy voice. Once again plunged the entire scene into a warm atmosphere. 33 points, Li Xiaolu was shocked. This score was beyond her reach. This trainer is very powerful, at least the peak level of a junior trainer, Lin Pingzhou said solemnly. Even if it is a BB Bird, the violent storm used by the one just now obviously has 2 wind eyes. This skill, the proficiency is terrifyingly high. Yang Yu nodded. Although the moves in the elf world are similar to those in the previous game, they are not absolutely the same. From the noise of his salted fish king and the violent storm used by BB Bird just now, it can be seen that the elf's moves are obviously more the flexibility and power of moves are related to the elf's own move proficiency. If you work hard to practice singing, will the salted fish king understand, for example, realize, the special attack method of voice treble? Yang Yu began to think deeply. He just had a guess, just like a human being. Similarly, if you use a harmonious voice, you can sing a beautiful song. If you use a harsh voice, you will make noise. Nothing more than requiring the salted fish king to have higher proficiency requirements for voice skills. Go back and continue playing music for it. Yang Yu was thinking about it when he saw Li Xiaolu coming down from the stage listlessly. What's going on here? SHH, she only got 15 points in this round. She used absorption adding chlorophyll in the last round. There is nothing new in using it in this round, and her score will be much lower than in the first round. There is no way. The rules of the gorgeous competition are like this. Zhu Tian whispered. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huo Chiang Xiao. Chapter 19. I'm cold. I'm feeling cold too. Good brothers, let's feel cold together, you are the hope of our whole D area. Lin Pingzhou and Zhu Tian had already started hugging each other to comfort each other, but they were just short of crying and tears. In the new round of gorgeous competition, there are a total of 5 districts A, B, C, D, E, with 4 people in each district. The first place in each district will go first, and the last place will go up. Yang Yu is the last place in D district, so in 20 among the contestants, he ranked 19th. Even if noise can be used, it is of no use. The 18 people in front have all finished. I'm going to give you points too. Yang Yu was in a good mood. For him, Xiao Yu now also has an elf ball, and the other rewards of the elf gorgeous contest are not necessarily so important. Of course, it's better if you can get it, or if you can't get it, it doesn't matter, just be happy. Go, Salted Fish King, and complete your final curtain call. The Salted Fish King was swimming in the bathtub, its big slanted eyes staring in the direction of the stage, and it was unclear whether it heard the owner's voice. Its 2 catfish-like whiskers were gently attached to the fish tank. Before Yang Yu took the stage, he glanced at the Salted Fish King in the fish tank and saw that the Salted Fish King was staring at something quietly, motionless, only puffing his mouth and not even spitting bubbles. This is, the Salted Fish King thinking about Yu Sheng? Even though the host did not have a good impression of the contestant and the participating elf who caused the noise incident, he still had to explain his job diligently. We would like to invite our 4th-ranked player in the first round of Group D, Yang Yu, and the elf he brought, King Carp. Quick, quick, cover your ears, the noise monster is here again. Ah, this Magi Carp, how can he use such a wicked move like noise? Oil leak, oil leak, oil leak. The audience was not impressed. Yang Xiao pouted, holding the poke ball that brother Yu gave her tightly in her hand, with a faint mist in her eyes. Although the noise was disgusting, but no one could deny King Carp's great talent and hard work. In the elf textbook, Magi Carp is an elf that can only splash and jump. However, brother Yang Yu's Magi Carp is very different. It can make noise. Why is this happening? Yang Xiao wanted to ask. Magikarp's performance begins. The first step is very ordinary. The 2 cheeks only contracted slowly, and then expanded little by little. King Carp's slanted eyes began to straighten, looking very seriously. However, there is nothing particularly surprising about this performance. Water splashes. Magikarp's tail hit the water surface of the fish tank, making a little splash, and his 2 slender beards swayed rhythmically. If anyone can hear this very soft sound. Boom boom. The catfish-like beard is dotted on the glass of the fish tank, looking for its own dancing rhythm, looking for that kind of innate, hidden instinctive feeling. Boom boom. This water splash is too funny. Does the power of the water splash depend on the size of the splash? The poisonous tongue in the audience will not show mercy. Looking at the size of the splash, how do you feel that this Magikarp is blowing bubbles? Ha ha ha, I'm afraid I'll feel ashamed after seeing the power of those elf moves in front of me. Yang Yu frowned, and his eyebrows could not help but tremble. The trembling of his eyebrows kept up with the rhythm of King Carp's tail flicking, but he still didn't know why. What are you doing? Boom boom. Boom boom. King Carp twists his bright red body hard. This is his water splash. Even if no one understands King Carp's water splash, then, just enjoy it by yourself. This is. Judge number 4 Wang Zanyu saw for the first time that Magikarp would use rhythmic water splashes. It was as if he understood the beat of the music and stepped on every accent. People's eyes could not help but follow Magikarp. The tails sway together. Does this guy listen to rock music every day? For Magikarp, Wang Zanyu's eyes fell on Yang Yu. This player is weird, and the elf King Carp is also weird. The water splashing is getting bigger and bigger, and he even feels like he wants to fight. High score. 3 points. 4 points. 4 points. 5 points. Water splashes and jumps, after all, it is water splashing and jumping. Pity. It's a pity. Lin Pingzhou and Zhu Tian in Area D were waiting for Yang Yu to come down. The three of them could cry together in a group. Li Xiaoli shook her head. She kept watching Magikarp's performance, and a ridiculous thought arose in her heart. That was the water splash of this Magikarp, completely different from what she remembered. It seems that the water waves are getting stronger and stronger. Let's go, Salted Fish King, you performed well, you've tried your best. Yang Yu took back Salted Fish King. He didn't expect Carp King to behave like this. He had a mystery in his heart, and he was ready to go home again search for information. Magikarp splashes and ripples in the water in the fish tank. Kind of like skill rolling? Even the momentum of the Salted Fish King started to rise with the splashing waves of the water. What's happening here? Salted fish dance? Yang Yu himself felt a little funny. The salted fish dance he was talking about was a move that many dragon-attributed elves and some other attribute elves might be able to master after the evolution of Carp King, Dragon Dance. Super changing skills that increase physical attack and speed. How is this possible? Brother, do you want to cry? We have reserved a seat for you. Zhu Tian he gestured to a supreme VIP seat with the Rattata on his shoulders, which was the seat between him and Lin Pingzhou. Male, plus male? Yang Yu shook his head decisively. I'm going back first, I still have something to do. Yang Yu said goodbye to them. As for the unusual performance of Carp King, Yang Yu was ready to take a closer look. This secret about Magikarp is his secret. Withdrawal, nice to meet you. Lin Pingzhou finally put the lazy man into the elf ball, and the lazy man gave him a finger before entering the elf ball. Don't forget the ice cream. Bye bye. Brother, you really taught Carp King how to sing, Yang Xiao asked while holding the pokeball in his arms and still refused to put it in his pocket. He jumped and walked. It learned it on its own, not from me. The expression on Yang Yu's face froze. If Yang Xiao knew what he was singing about the adventures of Little Carp and Little Stars, would this brother still be able to continue to act like this? Ouch, Yang Xiao smiled secretly in her heart. Of course she knew how brother Yang Yu taught Carp King to sing. Not to mention, the singing was quite interesting. She had never heard it before. It seems that brother Yang Yu really put a lot of thought into cultivating Carp King. Brother, Magikarp's final water splash, I don't think it should be the only score. Just as Yang Xiao was speaking, Yang Yu had a little more information in his mind. Dance of the Dragons, Gray. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Chiang Xiao. Chapter 20. It's really a dance of salted fish. The salted fish king looked at Yang Yu with eyes wide open in bewilderment, feeling as if he was about to be burned. Bang 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 bang. The salted fish king swung his tail in panic, trying to break away from his master's hand. No, I don't want to be burned. Don't make trouble, just look at me. Yang Yu had a honeyed smile on his face, like a foodie seeing red barbecue fish. He had already checked that salted fish dance is a top legendary elf move, and its price starts at least 1 million. Such a move learning machine has a price but no market. The Dragon Dance move learning machine in the Elf Alliance is monopolized by top consortiums. It is also very difficult for dragon elves to understand moves like Dragon Dance on their own. In terms of talent, training, and elf cultivation, they all need to be at the top level to have a certain chance of understanding the move Dragon Dance. Ha 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 ha. Salted Fish King, oh. Water splash, water splash, water splash. Bang 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 bang. Brother, why are you holding on to King Carp again? Yang Xiao heard the weird laughter in his brother's room. As soon as he entered the door, he saw brother Yang Yu holding King Carp in both hands, and his mouth was as big as King Carp. Boji. Kissed. Yang Yu. Salted Fish King? Breathtaking operation. Xiao Yu, why did you come in? Yang Yu quickly threw the Carp King back into the basin, ba 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 ba. King Magi Carp was spitting bubbles like crazy in the water basin. Ba 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 ba. There is one more than the owner of the sand sculpture. Ha 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 ha. Yang Xiao saw the shocked and hopeless expression on brother Yang Yu's face, and then looked at the struggling Carp King in the basin. He felt, very interesting. It's nice to have elves. Yang Xiao felt very envious. I don't mind you, forget it, you're spitting bubbles. Yang Yu originally didn't want to braise Salted Fish King, but now he thinks about it, you're spitting bubbles so vigorously, and you're boiling water, we might as well grill it. Although he said that, Yang Yu was in a very good mood. Dragon Dance, as a powerful and ferocious transformation move after the evolution of Salted Fish King, the mysterious Dragon Dance contains extremely powerful power, increasing attack and speed. This is the trick for salted fish to turn over. Dance of Dragons, Gray. Attribute, Dragon. Category, Change. Power Dash. Notice. Dragon Dance, a move learned under great pressure during the Magi-Carp period, can be used when Magi-Carp evolves into Gyarados due to its racial value. Greater pressure. When Yang Yu saw this line of words, he remembered that on the stage of the gorgeous competition, even the Salty Fish King who could no longer be salty fish had the stubbornness of an elf. Xiao Yu, have you ever wondered, what kind of elf you want? Yang Yu walked out, took a bottle of yogurt, cut a small opening, and waved it in front of the Salted Fish King. Boji. The Salted Fish King's eyes were fixed on the yogurt. No more bubbles. Want to drink? After experiencing yogurt for the first time, Salted Fish King was attracted by the taste of yogurt. The Salted Fish King drank duo. As for tons, I guess it will have to evolve. The elves I want, there are so many. Yang Xiao sat down on a small stool nearby and reached out to ask for the yogurt box in Yang Yu's hand. Yang Yu handed it to her, and the Salted Fish King immediately swam to Yang Xiao's side. Miss Geely Egg I saw today, she is so powerful. Yang Xiao recalled the wall of light and reflective shield that appeared on the stage. The two auxiliary moves are very proficient and can completely withstand the power of many moves. That Miss Geely Egg is at least at the level of an intermediate elf. Anyone who can summon her must be an intermediate trainer, Yang Yu said. Yeah, and when I got the elf ball, her hands were so warm. I really wanted to hug her. Yang Xiao opened his arms. The salted fish king looked longingly at the yogurt box that left. By the way, brother, I thought I'd give you the elf ball. I can't catch wild elf by myself right now. I don't need it yet. No, I said it's a gift for you, of course I can't take it back, and I'm going to train the salted fish king this summer and try to become a junior trainer before going to Elf University, Yang Yu said. Duo, the salted fish king who was drinking yogurt turned his head, his slanted eyes revealed confusion. It is just a salted fish king. The salted fish king is such a salty fish, why do you need to train it? Junior trainer. In the elf world, after passing the assessment of a junior trainer, it means that the trainer has the basic conditions to get along well with the elf, and then he can start preparing to capture the second elf. Under normal circumstances, during the summer vacation before entering the first year of college, most high school graduates can go to the local Elf Alliance branch to complete the junior trainer assessment. Of course, students who have not completed the junior trainer assessment will basically, if you complete the on-campus assessment during the first year military training period, you can also obtain the junior trainer qualification certificate. Yeah, Yang Xiao nodded. Her brother was right, but she hadn't decided what kind of elf she wanted. Some wild elves that are easy to catch, like Rathuta, she doesn't like little mice very much, such as Bobo. Little Bobo is still very good and very suitable for civilian trainers, but it would be nice if there was something better. Think about it carefully. My brother can help you capture it then, Yang Yu smiled slightly. Yeah, Yang Xiao nodded vigorously, her long fluffy hair moving up and down little by little, which was very cute. Brother, if you want to train Carp King to be big, the water basin at home may not be big enough. Yang Xiao said. I want to go to the aquarium these days. Summer vacation is coming soon. They may recruit some volunteers there. At that time, I will take Magi Carp with me. And if you have water elves, you can follow the elves in the aquarium. Training, Yang Yu has found a way to train. He and Yang Xiao did not have those children from big families or rich people. They had very professional methods to train elves and professional people were dedicated to help with training. Therefore, they used all available resources to continue to become stronger. Brother, remember not to let Magi Carp make too much noise in the aquarium, Yang Xiao whispered in a low voice. Yang Yu blinked. He really never thought about letting the salted fish king train noise in the aquarium. When the time comes, will I be hunted by the elves in the aquarium? Yang Yu started to think about it. It's exciting to think about it, he. Duo, the salted fish king who was drinking yogurt shuddered suddenly and looked back at his master inexplicably. It has a bad feeling. Pokemon's character master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Chiang Xiao. Chapter 21. The battle between elves is mainly reflected in the confrontation between the elves' physical strength, attributes, move power and move proficiency. Different elf races have their own elf characteristics. Some elf characteristics are not innate, but gradually awaken with further growth. Some hidden characteristics are even more rare. Sometimes, the elf's special characteristics can also play a vital role in the battle. However, for Yang Yu's salted fish king now, the above is all nonsense. The splashing water can only make some splashes. To be fair, no matter what kind of spirit enters the water, it can make splashes, right? That is King Magikarp's water splashing that has a unique move name, water splashing. Probably because he was afraid that if he couldn't come up with a special name, Salted Fish King would have no moves to use. It is impossible for the trainer to shout during the battle, Salted Fish King, use the move, splash. Make a splash with a hammer and knock it inside. Therefore, training the Salted Fish King's speed and endurance was included in Yang Yu's specific training plan for the Salted Fish King. If you can't fight, is it possible that you can't run? For any elf, speed and endurance can be trained, just like humans. Especially when it comes to swimming in the high school entrance examination, many people who can't swim can swim slowly and quickly. This is all done through practice. Since you drank my milk, you must train well. Yang Yu used the elf ball to put away the salted fish king, took the certificate, and was ready to set off. Xiao Yu, I'm going to the aquarium. I know, brother, Carp King should also come on up left arrow, caret omega caret, up right arrow. The salted fish king doesn't know what Ca Isukan is, nor does it know what a Giiwa is. It only knows that there is an unknown premonition in its heart, but the nature of the salted fish king makes it ignore other things, because it is just a salted fish. Yang Yu put on a peaked cap. The sun outside was still very bright. Even so, the scorching sun could not stop his progress. Aquarium, here I come. Taking the Hangcheng Pixie Line 4 subway, it was almost 12 stops from home to the aquarium. Yang Yu saw many pixies in uniforms in the subway station, with steward hats on their heads. He looked very serious and directed in an orderly and meticulous manner. Pico Pico. At the exit platform, Pikacy held a round sign in his hand with the words "Please swipe your card to exit the station" in an orderly manner and waved it in front of the passengers. This is a magical world. Yang Yu straightened his hat and walked out of the subway station. Hangcheng Momo Ocean Park. Blast was. As soon as I saw it, at the entrance of Ocean Park, a huge pool spurted out a fountain with a height of more than 10 meters, and the maker of the fountain was the huge water elf, the water arrow turtle. Beside the water arrow turtle, there are many Squirtle Jenny tumbling Squirtle turtles, each with their round and smooth little heads and extremely small tails, swimming hard in this pool. By the way, there is also the appearance of a small fountain. Outside this pool, there were a group of parents with their children. The naughty children took the water they had just bought from the vendors and used water guns on Squirtle in the pool. This treatment is simply invincible. Yang Yu's eyes widened. From inside the ocean park, there were several kami turtles, holding iced juice in their hands, drinking as they walked. Kami was walking at the front. Turtle, I have several extra cups in my hand. For Blastoise, obviously. Kids can buy the same iced drink as the Blastoise and turn into a big Blastoise. The shopping guide at the pool smiled broadly, clicking the elf coins in his hand. Swipe, 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 his eyes almost trapped. For children, buy, buy, buy. I don't pay the money anyway. Buy, you must buy. As for those children who did not have the same drink as Blastoise in their hands, they burst into tears and made their own drink, tears of sadness, crying loudly. In addition to these, Yang Yu also saw the child who was slapped by Squirtle's water. He looked back at his parents in confusion, probably wondering why the water in his hand could hit him. Such and such. Ocean Park Summer Recruitment. This is it. Yang Yu found the purpose of his trip, which was in the room next to the ticket office. Yang Yu walked in. There are already several people lining up in front. There were 3 people about the same age as Yang Yu, 2 men and 1 woman, and an old lady in her 60s or 70s with silver hair all over her hair. Summer recruitment is mainly for students, and of course there are some retired old people. They feel that staying at home is boring. It is better to come to places like ocean parks, museums, etc., where they can have lots of company and have some fun. A small income. If it is a short-term volunteer, the salary is not high. It is paid once a day, 30 elf coins per day, including a lunch. For those like Yang Yu who plan to stay here for a long time during the summer, the salary will be paid on the 30th, with 50 elf coins per day, including a lunch. Name: Yang Yu. Student. Student. How many days are you planning to stay here? More than 30 days. Okay, this is your ID card. Starting from today, June 26th, it will be calculated as 30 days. Until July 25th, You will come in at 9 a.m. and leave at 5 p.m. every day. You can take 2 days off during this period. Your salary will not be deducted during the 2 days of leave. The staff quickly took out a sign that could be hung around the neck. Here, go next door to take a photo, put it up, and then go directly to the canteen with your ID badge. Okay, thank you. Yang Yu thanked him and expressed his understanding. Buzz. Yang Yu seemed to feel the fluctuation of the pokeball in his pocket, and gently covered his pocket, signaling to the Salted Fish King not to be nervous. After Yang Yu took the photos, he followed the instructions and came to a lounge. Many recruited summer volunteers were already sitting in the lounge. The young people were chattering, and some of them seemed to come in groups, while the old people smiled and looked at the lively atmosphere around them. This is why they like to come here. It is not good for them to be too clean at home. Yang Yu, are you here as a volunteer too? Yang Yu heard a surprised female voice. Xiao Menjiao, his high school classmate. Xiao Menjiao, Yang Yu didn't expect that the world is so small that he could meet high school classmates even if he came here as a volunteer. Yu, who is he? Next to Xiao Menjiao, there was a girl with bright colors on her fingernails. She should also be a girl who had just graduated from high school. My classmate is studying well, Xiao Menjiao replied. Yang Yu nodded politely, hello. The girl nodded, but she didn't have much interest in Yang Yu. To all the volunteers who came today, if there are any with water elves, please come to this side with me. A female worker in uniform from the ocean park walked up. Yang Yu stood up and followed. Almost at the same time, Xiao Menjiao and her companions also stood up. Xiao Menjiao was a little surprised. Yang Yu, the elf you captured, is also of the water element. Yang Yu nodded. Please show your elves. If they are large water elves, please go to the left. If they are small water elves, please go to my right, the staff continued. Come out, starfish, Xiao Menjiao smiled. Come out, Mary Lu. Salted Fish King, Yang Yu's eyes flashed. All I saw was that other water elves could stand on the right side of the staff, only Yang Yu's Salted Fish King. Keep jumping.